September 7 have triggered these rules. Is how man continue to die, suffer, and being deprived of so many things to this reckless act of killing while hoping for normal in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon in no distant time.
Marilyn Gwagabila reporting there on what happened in Munya. Munya is near Buea in the southwest region of Cameroon today, where alleged armed separatists are said to have put the town of Munya on fire and spilling of blood following the death of at least 4 persons in Munya today. The food market in Kumba is said to have been razed. What actually happened to the food market in Kumba?
Portion of the market this morning. This have been of the population with the separate forgot it's not so against the positions at 2 weeks of the person that the only way to obey down is fear, shock, and devil.
Drum for now to be done, for that afraid. Wounded.
The reason that step position for them with a business.
In Cameroon, Paul Biya holds 250 billion francs CFA. Prince Muritana comes back to the presidential decree signed yesterday, bankrolling that amount, and tells us more in the upcoming report.
Dear Head of State, President of the Republic, the decree allocating over 250 billion francs CFA as decentralization fund is good and saluted by all, but there is still a big problem which needs urgent attention if the decentralization process must achieve its intended objective. Mr. President of the Republic, Cameroonians in their greater majority wants to take part in the management of their local public affairs. You have always been but because the governors, officers, and even regional delegates, all appointed by the central government, constitutes a stumbling block to the smooth functioning of the regional and local councils. Dear Head of State, the President of the Regional Council, who has been elected by the entire region, feels belittled and not respected when an appointed official like the governor lords over him, supervising all his activities in the region, and must give his okay before the regional head can execute any project, contract loans, or engage any major decision within his legal prerogatives. This is the same situation with senior divisional officers and mayors of local councils. These administrators tend to control every single action of the local municipal authorities, making it difficult for the mayors to do their work. SDOs and mayors have been into serious conflicts over the management of markets, public contracts, and many other projects. Mr. President of the Republic, if SDOs do not validate the administrative and management account of councils, nothing can be done. And in most cases, projects have been abandoned and contractors fail to receive their payments because the SDO has refused to sign out funds at times simply because he was not given kickbacks in the negotiation process. Dear Head of State, President of the Republic, another speed break to the successful takeoff of decentralization is the limitation of the December 19 law on local governance, which doesn't have a text of application in so many areas. This limitation has plunged the regional council, city council, and local councils into confusion and conflict over who is doing what, where. More to that, some ministers have refused to heed to the PM's call and deadline to transfer competencies to the local government area. Who then are we mocking? Well, Mr. Head of State, it is time for you to take a radical decision to fast-track decentralization for the well-being of all Cameroonians than placing a handful of ministers in Yaoundé who wants to maintain the heavy centralization working in their favor.
Well, bankrolling the sum of 250 billion for decentralization in Cameroon is a good initiative taken by the head of state, President Paul Biya. Prince Munitanda was saying that it is a good initiative, but it is not enough. Let's now get a presentation of that decree signed by President Paul Biya yesterday, bankrolling the sum of 250 billion francs CFA to decentralization in Cameroon. Prince Munitanda.
The presidential decree signed September 6th lays down the distribution of the common centralization for the 2003 allocated for for the 252 will be spent so any form of of 100 billion will be distributed to regions whereby each region will receive 3 billion francs CFA. They shall use part to pay the salaries of mayors, council executives, special operation for mass issuance of birth certificates and many other sectors. Meanwhile, the general investment budget, which amounts to over 115 billion francs CFA, shall take care of all public investment resources devolved to councils such as road maintenance, street lights, water and energy, building of markets, and other projects, though the money is always very insufficient to handle these projects. The over 250 billion allocated, which represents just 8% of the 2023 state budget, is far below the 15% of the state budget, as indicated by the 2019 law on local governance.
Is the 250 billion francs CFA allocated by President Paul Biya to decentralization in Cameroon going to guarantee financial autonomy to decentralized services? It is the question that many Cameroonians are asking. Rex Afon is reporting from Visionka Television office in Douala. He spoke with a legal mind in Douala today and is looking at the Biya administration and those grievances which were put on table by lawyers in Cameroon and what the government of Cameroon has been doing to address some of those grievances. Rex Afon spoke to a legal mind in Douala and compiled this report for the 7 p.m. newscast.
Barrister Achu Julius Tabe has been in the field of law since 1988. He says the complaints from common law lawyers did not just start in 2016.
I remember way back in 2010 when we started talking about it, the system in place was not taking it that seriously. And I remember there was a lawyer who was wanted to attempt making a press conference to denounce it. It was hushed down.
The lawyers are said to have had genuine worries, which they tabled before the government in 2016.
The pain of lawyers then was the issue of improper application of the Constitution, which makes English and French stand on the same pedestal. We noticed that magistrates were transferred who could speak only French to the English-speaking zones. And they had difficulties adjusting to the way law is being done in those areas. There are so many laws in this country that you can find only in French because the English version was lacking. It caused an imbalance when it comes to practice, because the Francophone lawyers they had an advantage over the Anglophone lawyers. So whenever you're coming to a law court where laws are already written in French, you, the Anglophone lawyer, has a disadvantage. We're surprised that the language has been adopted by the other treaty is, I think, French, English, Arab, and I think Portuguese or Spanish. But in Cameroon, which is a bilingual country, we only have copies in French.
Barrister Julius Tabe thinks if the problem of the common law lawyers was presented to the administration by the it would have wait.
Council President have never championed such a cause. That's why it has died down, and as with the effort of the government and the fact that the president at that time was never interested, it tampered down the effect of the movement.
As at now, several steps have been taken by the government to address the worries of the lawyers.
They withdrew most of those magistrates of Francophone expression who couldn't speak in English, who couldn't understand the common law from the northwest and southwest regions. We realize that most laws these days, ever since, come out in both languages. It is not very perfect, but we are already getting there.
Though the government has addressed the initial problems of the common law lawyers, there are other things they need to do in order to better.
Everything still is in French. So when it comes to finances and the banking sector and issues about our regional, international organizations, the Anglophone law is lost.
The legal mind has said the reason for the escalation of things in the two English-speaking regions today is because the lawyers who presented the problem left their problems and started thinking about other issues like the amendment of the constitution. He is, however, optimistic that if certain things are placed correctly as they are in the French judicial system, then the common law lawyers will feel very satisfied practicing in Cameroon.
Rex Afon speaking with a legal mind in Douala on what the Biya administration has been doing to address the grievances which were put on table in 2016 by lawyers, English-speaking lawyers in Cameroon. You are that lawyer. We'll take a short break on Vision Card Television 7 p.m. newscast. When we come back, we shall be looking at the 25th anniversary of Camtel, the Cameroon telecommunications industry, and also the digital measures used by families to keep archives in their localities. These stories when we come back after this short break. The Cameroon Telecommunications Company, Camtel, is going to celebrate its 25th anniversary any moment from now. Ahead of that event, a press conference took place in Yaoundé today, chaired by Judith Achidi Iya, the Director General of Camtel. Priska Ngase attended the press conference and tells us more now about how Camtel is preparing for its 25th anniversary in the upcoming report.
Cameroon Telecommunications, Camtel, also known as Blue, founded in 1998, has stayed true to its mission to provide reliable, affordable and high-quality telecom services to the people of Cameroon. Its current Director General, Madame Achidi Iya Sunday, while addressing the press, attested that over the past 25 years, Camtel has made tremendous advancements in the telecommunications sector.
I do hope I've convinced you that the history of Camtel at 25 years is an epic story.
She applauded Camtel's dedicated team of professionals being the backbone of the company. One of Camtel's significant achievements over the past 20 years, the Director General noted, is its extensive network coverage from urban cities to remote rural areas. The Director during the presentation also said that it is key driving force in Camtel's success, moving from numeric to digital. As Camtel's 25th anniversary is on, it is clear that the company has come a long way since its inception, with a commitment to excellence. Having gone through various stages, facing actors like Mobilis, now Orange, MTN and Nextel, Camtel is poised to shape the future of telecommunications in Cameroon.
It is the Africa Week to observe digitalization and archives. Our reporter Chu Emmanuel has been speaking to some Yaoundé residents on how they have been archiving their histories. Let's now follow his report for the 7 p.m. newscast on Vision Card Television.
As Cameroon prepares to join the world in celebrations marking the International Archives Day on the 9th of September 2023, citizens are well aware of the importance of preserving their documents.
Personally, I had a bad experience with hiding or conserving archives because I missed a very important job.
Certificates like birth certificates, academic certificates and all the like. I plastify all those documents before I place them in my file. In case of anything, it will be easy for me to refill and get my documents from the file.
I keep my birth certificate, my school diplomas. Like I'm just my advanced level, right? So I'll go to a cyber, they plastify them to prevent against rat to eat them or against mold.
Not only documents are jealously preserved, things like photos are also protected as souvenirs for the younger generation.
Photos maybe of your mom, she passed away, so if I used to keep them very well for it to last for long, you can take them, you enlarge them, you can keep them in the house, no matter the duration, so that good souvenirs for the family.
It's very fine for the generation who will come after, to see who you be and who it will be doing do.
In this contemporary period, with the use of information and communication technologies, Cameroonians have gone digital with the preservation of their documents, photos and receipts.
Only way I preserve my archives is through social media. I preserve my archives in the Google. You don't need to occupy more space in your home to preserve archives. Whereas in Google, you put it in a machine, and anytime I want to check my archives, I go into the internet, I remove everything from there.
Tried to put all my documents in the cloud, so I created my Dropbox account and I put all my very important documents in that.
It is therefore important to retain that though physical means are used to keep archives, the use of internet and other ICT devices are also very important to remedy dire situations in case of fire disasters and floods, not only in Cameroon, but also in other parts of the world.
Cho Emmanuel reporting there on how Cameroonians are using ICT devices to safeguard their personal information. The 7 p.m. newscast continues on Vision Card Television. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we shall be joining Joyce Dainangwang of our international service for reports beyond our local borders just after this break.
The Continental Free Trade Area is the best thing that Africa has done for itself.
We know today that there's 500 million Africans that do not have identities, about 7% in Cameroon.
Ali Bongo Ondimba, the former president of Gabon, is free to move about and go on with his personal activities. It is one of the decisions taken by the new military leaders in Gabon. Joyce Dainangwang says this comes after an encounter between Ali Bongo Ondimba and President Faustin Archange Touadéra, and an encounter between Faustin Archange Touadéra and the new military leaders in Gabon. Joyce Dainangwang reports.
In a communique read on state television Wednesday, military spokesperson Colonel Ulrich Manfubi said that the decision to free Mr. Bongo was due to his state of health. This includes permission to travel abroad for medical checkups.
Given his state of health, the former president of the Republic, Ali Bongo Ondimba, has freedom of movement. He can travel abroad if he wishes to carry out his medical checks.
The coup in Gabon has been widely condemned in Africa and the West, including by France, the former colonial power, which had close ties with the Bongo family. Meantime, Gabon has been suspended from the African Union and the Economic Community of Central African States, ECAS, which sent the Central African Republic's President Faustin Archange Touadéra to the country for mediation purposes. A success for Faustin Archange Touadéra, who held talks behind closed doors with Gabon's junta leader in Libreville in the wake of the main regional bloc's condemnation of the August 30 coup d'etat. Though no statements were made to the press after Touadéra's private audience with the junta leader, the results are perceptible with the freedom of Ali Bongo Ondimba, whose family has held power for 56 years.
Joyce Danangwang is taking us over to Rwanda, where a man is arrested after discovered that he has been keeping in his kitchen the corpses of at least 11 female. Let's get this report from Rwanda with Joyce Danangwang on the 7 p.m. newscast.
The 34-year-old suspected serial killer reportedly lured his victims from bars to his rented home in a suburb in the capital, Kigali, according to police reports. Local media said that more than 10 bodies had been found, and a source in the Rwandan Investigation Bureau told sister media AFP anonymously that the number of victims so far was 14. The Bureau spokesman Thierry Murangira has declined to confirm the figure, saying that the final number will be determined by forensic investigators. The police say officers went to evict the man for failing to pay rent when he began to act suspiciously, later confessing to the mothers. Another version says that the suspect had initially been arrested in July on suspicion of robbery and a rape case, amongst other offenses, but was granted bail due to the lack of evidence. Investigations continued, however, and he was rearrested Tuesday and his home searched, leading to the discovery of bodies dumped in a pit that he had dug in his kitchen. The victims are yet to be identified, but the police spokesperson had told the state broadcaster that most of them were women that he met at bars. The man has not yet been formally charged in court, as investigations are still ongoing.
Important stories of the 7 p.m. newscast before we part company. At least 4 persons have been reported dead in Munya, Buea of the southwest region of Cameroon, after clashes between armed separatists that took place early this morning in Munya. On the 7 p.m. newscast tonight, you had the report of Merlingwa Gabila, Southwest Bureau Chief, Vision Television. Also on the 7 p.m. newscast tonight, the food market in Kumba has been raised down. No claim of responsibility yet. Gillian Bene was reporting that many traders in that food market are tired of ghost towns and they want to abandon the ghost town and move along with business as usual. You had a report on the 7 p.m. newscast tonight. Ali Bongo Ondimba, the former president of Gabon, is free to go wherever he wants to go or move along as he wants to. This opportunity has been given to him by the military junta or the new military leaders in Gabon. You had the report of Joyce Danangwang on the 7 p.m. newscast tonight on Vision Television. Shimen Baliba is standing by. She'll be yours at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, with the news in the French language. Thanks for watching the 7 p.m. newscast on Vision Television. Solomon Su from Bafut of My Majesty von Abombi. Sir, I honor you. He'll be bringing to you the news all throughout the weekend. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Vision Television. As for me, God willing, I'll see you Monday for another edition of the 7 p.m. But until then, goodbye, and goodbye from Yaoundé.
L'année académique 2022-2023 pleine de succès, l'Institut supérieur des sciences, arts et métiers organise ce week-end un concours d'entrée en première année du cycle BTS afin de donner la chance à la jeunesse camerounaise de bénéficier d'une formation de qualité dans des filières diversifiées pour tout titulaire de baccalauréat et de GCE Advanced Level.
Effectivement, un concours qui est ouvert à toute la jeunesse camerounaise, francophone comme anglophone. Les filières information et communication, par exemple, où nous retrouvons les spécialités journalisme et communication, les filières technologiques où nous retrouvons tout ce qui est spécialité telles que mécatronique, électrotechnique, réseau, télécommunications et même génie civil, la filière gestion dans laquelle on retrouve tout ce qui est lié à la banque, formation en banque, formation en comptabilité, formation en gestion de ressources humaines. Maintenant, pour ce qui est des spécialités liées à la santé, c'est-à-dire la spécialité soins infirmiers, spécialité techniques laboratoire, qui sont en réalité globalement localisées dans ce qu'on appelle le domaine de la santé, nous accueillons aussi à la fois des bacs littéraires, mais aussi des bacs scientifiques.
Un concours d'entrée en première année qui s'effectue au terme d'une procédure d'inscription simple et rapide.
Nous avons demandé à tous ces jeunes Camerounais de nous présenter le bordereau de réussite, un bordereau de réussite simple, parce que vous savez que les diplômes pour le moment ne sont pas encore disponibles, un bordereau de réussite du baccalauréat, une photocopie certifiée de l'acte de naissance, un certificat médical, 4 demi-4 photos, et puis il y a une fiche d'inscription à remplir sur place ici à l'ISAM. La fiche, on la retire sur place. On a aussi la possibilité de la tirer sur le net en vous connectant sur le site ISAM.
Garantissant une formation professionnelle qui a pour objectif l'auto-emploi et l'entrepreneuriat, ainsi qu'une insertion directe auprès des entreprises publiques et privées partenaires. Pour y arriver, l'ISAM octroie des stages de formation et des bourses d'études gratuites aux étudiants au Canada, aux États-Unis, en France, mais aussi en Chine.
Nous avons envoyé une vingtaine d'étudiants en Chine pour se former pendant 2 ans dans le domaine du génie civil. Les enfants sont en train de se former, ils reviennent comme ingénieurs de travaux en génie civil. Et d'ici octobre, nous avons une autre cuvée qui s'en va en Chine, toujours pour se former dans des domaines, cette fois-ci pas seulement du génie civil, mais il y a aussi des domaines tels que l'informatique, tout ce qui est réseau et télécommunications.
Socle du professionnalisme, berceau de l'excellence académique, l'ISAM est également reconnu comme un temple de la discipline.
Rien ne se fait dans le désordre. Tous ces enfants, quand ils arrivent à l'ISAM, ils constatent d'abord que le cadre de travail est très propre, il est assez calme. Et donc les enfants eux-mêmes s'inscrivent toujours dans cette dynamique-là de rester dans un milieu toujours discipliné.
Les inscriptions se poursuivent chaque jour de lundi à vendredi sur le campus de Minkan, situé au 4e arrondissement de Yaoundé, à l'entrée borne 10.
« 30 ans de modernité et de réussite. Depuis 1993, l'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée est le visage de l'excellence académique au Cameroun. 3 écoles, ESG, ISTA, ISA, 4 campus ultramodernes, plusieurs laboratoires spécialisés. L'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée est un acteur majeur du développement à travers ses filières et spécialités qui répondent aux exigences des entreprises. L'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée est présent dans tous les secteurs au Cameroun et en Afrique. Et à l'IUG et dans le monde.
De la gouvernement vitrine référent Cameroun central. Un jeune passe à travers le collège bilingue en dehors du très réputé collège bilingue travaille son équipe la reposée Élise dans notre
nous gratifions d'une performance exceptionnelle des internes des amours notre pays. Le Renault de manière c'est discipline la conscience et
cabinet
de travail. Nous nous retrouvons jusqu'au maximum. Niveau de plus d'études, faire votre moindre cours. De ceux qui veulent au Canada de façon permanente. Ces activités pour contacter le numéro suivant pour prendre vous 6 13 42
2 2020 rituel examen la CNR, la jeunesse.
Vous cherchez un espace sécurisé avec parking souterrain. Je suis un seul. Métropolitain. Château d'hébergement. C'est aussi salle de conférence. Toilette. Commodité. Métro. Situé sur la nationale.
Higher Institute of Science, Arts and Crafts, ISAM, is organizing a competitive entrance examination into the BTS and HND cycles come September 2023 in the following fields of study: civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, trade and sales management, networks and telecommunications, management, healthcare, arts and crafts of culture, information and communication, tourism and leisure, biomedical sciences and techniques, legal careers. Admissions into the capacity cycle, bachelor, licence and master cycles are done strictly on file study. Note, the competitive examination begins 7:30 a.m. at the Minkan campus. For more information, contact us on our website www.isam.cm. Call 242-718-759, 672-556-969, 699-747-821. ISAM, the choice of a successful socio-professional insertion.
Music Star is back. Are you a music lover? Do you aspire to become an artist? Do you want to boost your career? Don't wait. August 21st, 2023. Hurry up and register via the website www.musicstar.com/2023 or WhatsApp number 650-208080. Participate in Music Star. Come and show your talent and win 10 million CFA francs to be shared and create of music. Yes, 10 million CFA francs to be shared. With Music Star, you are the future star.
Vous êtes acteur du développement? La communauté urbaine de Kribi vous invite à vibrer au rythme de la 2e édition du Salon des acteurs économiques et du développement local. Saïdel
est une cuve de réflexion pour tous les acteurs qui agissent dans la promotion
les
à sa place pour ce moment de
21 23 au sous la performance économique pour le développement au programme exposition animation et le cabinet 120 42 92 ou www.saedel.cl. Ensemble vers l'émergence.
Oui. In with a fuel civil engineering, chemical engineering, computer communication, transportation, medical studies, sciences, computer engineering, communication, treatment, decentralized material, many years of national at each laboratories halls. Areas.
Cette heure.
Je fais
un excellent force entier pour orchestre juste où la vie nous mène. Aurélia Palace est là. Réservation plus 237 242 016 061 plus 237 698 034 944. Retrouvez-nous sur www.aureliapalacrebi.com.
L'élégance, la classe, le charisme, réunis en une seule marque. El Dabo, de la haute couture personnalisée en fonction des événements et de votre carte de visite. En 24 heures seulement, confectionnez vos vêtements de choix pour hommes, femmes et enfants chez El Dabo. Retrouvez El Dabo à Aquadouala, immeuble Sapeur, Christ Étoile, Sati, El Dabo, l'habilleur officiel des lions indomptables. El Dabo, the spirit of fashion.
Vous souhaitez intégrer une école universitaire aux normes européennes avec des diplômes reconnus à l'international? L'école supérieure européenne est une référence confirmée. Bacheliers, étudiants et professionnels, formez-vous dans des métiers pratiques recherchés par des multinationales en gestion, management, informatique et bien d'autres. Sanctionnés par une double diplomation, bachelor et master français, ainsi qu'un BTS camerounais optionnel en intermédiaire. Les inscriptions sont en cours tous les jours dans notre campus de Douala. 655 787 833. Avec l'école supérieure européenne, transcendez les frontières de votre potentiel.
Après bientôt 26 ans d'expérience dans la formation professionnelle, nous avons sorti les Camerounais et Africains du chômage. Ils sont chefs d'entreprise, propriétaires de centres de formation professionnelle. Risa Marbeuf, agréé par le ministère de l'Emploi et de la Formation professionnelle. Risa Marbeuf est occupé de filières suivantes. Hôtellerie, haute couture, filière de commerce et de gestion, filière de TIC, montage des projets et bien d'autres. À Risa Marbeuf, c'est 1 et 2 ans de formation, des équipements de pointe, des enseignants qualifiés et une formation en conduite automobile gratuite.
J'envoie le message à la jeunesse camerounaise de mettre vraiment leur potentiel dans les formations parce que l'emploi est devenu difficile au Cameroun.
Retrouvez-nous à Yaoundé, rue des Douanes, derrière les brasseries du Cameroun. À Risa Marbeuf, optez pour l'excellence académique.
Lorsque son style Raymond se l'adresse, on devait de mots de spécialité, la commercialité. Nous faisons aussi des sont de
Bonjour chère population et bienvenue à cette nouvelle campagne de lutte contre les maladies du sexe. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de 3 grands problèmes, à savoir la prostatite, les maladies sexuellement transmissibles, les faiblesses sexuelles. Numéro 1, la prostatite. Elle peut se manifester par des difficultés à uriner, le jet urinaire faible, envie excessive d'uriner la nuit, sentiment de n'avoir pas vidé sa vessie, fuite d'urine après une miction, envie fréquente d'uriner, l'incapacité à contenir l'urine. Numéro 2, les MST. Celles que nous traitons sont à savoir la syphilis, les infections à chlamydia, l'herpès génital. Les MST peuvent se manifester par des signes tels que des brûlures, des mangisons, des odeurs inhabituelles, rougeurs, des plaques, des saignements, des picotements, apparition des boutons, des œdèmes, douleurs pendant les rapports sexuels, etc. Numéro 3, les faiblesses sexuelles, qui se manifestent par le manque de désir sexuel, le manque de plaisir, les érections molles, la fuite des érections pendant le rapport, des reprises longues ou impossibles, etc. Les causes peuvent être la prostatite, les MST, l'alcoolisme, le tabagisme, les hémorroïdes internes et externes. Faisons confiance en la médecine naturelle. Nos contacts 6 72 39 36 48 6 55 33 78 04. Nous sommes représentés dans toute l'Afrique. Appel WhatsApp 6 95 62 24 43. Marol Scientific Research, champion d'Afrique dans sa spécialité.
Ah Fabien, tu ne vends pas aujourd'hui?
Mon frère, toute la journée d'hier, même 1000 francs je n'ai pas eu. Et la rentrée est déjà dehors.
Depuis je te dis de me rejoindre chez Momo. Cette année, la rentrée scolaire avec Momo School, c'est plus de 60 millions de francs en bourse scolaire à partager. Ou bien tu attends quoi?
Gars, on fait comment pour gagner?
Tu peux gagner jusqu'à 60 bourses scolaires offertes chaque jour. Fais un paiement d'au moins 5 000 avec Momo, paye la scolarité avec Momo ou encore emprunte jusqu'à 100 000 francs avec Momo Cash. Momo, leader de la lutte anti-foirage. Tape étoile 126 dièse ou télécharge Momo App.
Alors, on fait quoi aujourd'hui?
Des établissements hôteliers, il y en a plein au Cameroun. Mais il y a aussi et surtout la résidence hôtelière Samba. Dès l'accueil, vous plongez dans un univers de contes de fées. La résidence hôtelière Samba, c'est 32 chambres et des suites de luxe dans un cadre spacieux qui reflète aux autres l'air de chez soi. La résidence hôtelière Samba, c'est un service où l'on est au petit soin. À travers un dispositif, la résidence de sélection d'agrément gratuit renforcé optique à son bout de la route.
33 50 30 65 10 résidence simplement cher.
Bienvenue à Elixir Guest House, ici au rond-point Bastos, l'un des lieux les plus huppés de la ville de Yaoundé, une résidence digne d'un complexe touristique. Ses atouts, sa verdure, environnement gai et naturel en plein air, une mariage, anniversaire et autres.
L'événement par prestataire cérémonie, plage et bien.
Sa devise, vivre le luxe autrement. Elle propose aux visiteurs des suites luxueuses et aérées, composées chacune de 2 chambres à coucher, 3 salles de bain, 2 terrasses ayant une vue panoramique sur la ville. À Elixir Guest House, le service est de qualité supérieure. Chaque client a un accueil chaleureux, avec en bonus un petit déjeuner offert, un chauffeur et un agent de ménage disponible durant tout le séjour. Chaque pièce séduit par son décor à la fois chic, moderne et contemporain. L'équipe de résidentielle attache ses clients en même temps sécurité sur 7.
Nous avons misé sur une sécurité maximale à travers une équipe de sécurité qui veille sur nos clients 24 heures sur 24. Une autre particularité à Elixir Guest House, c'est la confidentialité de nos clients.
Un véritable site de détente ouvert à clé de sport, salle de soins corporels, manicure, pédicure, spa, massage, make-up, un espace de beauté. Tous les ingrédients pour profiter d'un week-end, des vacances ou d'un repos inoubliable solidaire en couple.
C'est universitaire et vos de la rencontre disposition manuel scolaire universitaire au programme juste et franc cahier registration boutique profiter dans les magasins et réaliser de bonnes affaires au juste prix. Niki, que ferais-je sans toi? Niki, le juste prix.
Fidèles téléspectateurs du Cameroun, d'Afrique et du monde, merci de nous rejoindre sur Vision 4 Télévision. C'est l'instant de votre journal grand format. Au sommaire, ce soir, un coup d'accélérateur sur le processus de décentralisation au Cameroun. Le président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, a fixé hier via un décret la répartition de la dotation générale de la décentralisation. Le contenu à suivre dans un instant. Et puis année scolaire 2023-2024, il faut éviter le déluge sur le plan sécuritaire dans certaines zones du pays. Violence en milieu scolaire, cas de viol, consommation des stupéfiants, grand